Hello there. Thank you for joining me. It's your consultant Jan-Willem, and I'm here to make something easy for you to understand again. And I like you. Really, I like you a lot. Thank you so much for your brilliant questions. And when one is an expert, you tend to forget the things that you had to learn because you become unconsciously competent with that. So having people asking questions that might feel like a dumb question to you um, is actually a brilliant question for me because that show me how I can help other people understand something better. So another question I get is from people that made a lot of money in Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies like PIVX or EOS, and now they want to pay as little as possible tax on that. And I'll show you a couple of ways that you can do that. There is a way that you can give some money to a trust or a company, and even if you're the owner, just like what I don't want to say the person's name, but he's very prominent, and you read it in the newspapers. And what they would do is there would usually be a headline: he gave so much, millions and millions to charity. Now that charity is one of his foundations or his trusts or whatever entity he chooses to use. And just because he did that, there's certain tax breaks that he get. The easiest way is to have a company or a trust set up before you buy Bitcoin, and that company buys the Bitcoin. Let me show you how it works. So let's say there's you, there you are, and here is your company, or you have a trust. So if you make the money in your personal name and you want to move it over, there's certain tax breaks that you can get for donating or giving it to a trust, even if you're the shareholder or trustee or beneficiary on a trust. Now, what a lot of people want to do, that I just want to caution about, which will be seen as tax evasion, is they want to make the money in their own name and say, no, but the company made it, or the trust made it. So if they didn't make it in their name and you want to pretend it did, that will most definitely be seen as tax evasion. So there's so much loopholes that the rich leave for us. So don't do that type of thing. But anyway, so if let's say you have $100 here in Bitcoin, and now suddenly that has grown to $1,000. So that means you have a $900 gain. So that's gonna go part of your personal income, and that's gonna bump you up in your tax bracket. And if it doesn't, you're still gonna pay the same amount tax than you pay on your regular income. But if the company, a trust for example, he makes that $900 and you're already maxed out on your taxes, but you have two children that's also beneficiaries of this trust, then you can say, but listen, I want to give each of you $450 on condition that you're going to pay your own school fees or whatever they can buy with that. Now it's something that you would have bought anyway, but now they have to do that themselves. Now for some people they say, "No, but what's the benefit of that? I want to keep the money." The thing is that that $900 is going to come home, and you're going to spend that anyway. So just do it this way, and then let them spend it on something that you're going to spend on anyway, and then you can use that. So let's now you don't have to pay school fees, for example, in this case, or handbooks or whatever you would have bought anyway. Then that money for the handbooks that you had in your budget, you just use for something else. So in this scenario, the child will be taxed in his personal name. Now, let's say usually, depending on your country, the numbers just vary how they want to confuse you. But the more you earn, usually the more taxes you pay. But there's a threshold at the bottom. If you make less than that, you don't pay tax. That's why poor people usually don't pay tax. But the moment you make more than that income, you start paying a percentage, and then your brackets go on. Now, if the child, let's say that bracket is $1,000 per month, now he gets $450, so he's not going to pay tax on that. So that's the legal ways, is the trust making the Bitcoin, not you, and then the trust gives the money to the beneficiaries. So if you already had a gain, it might be better for you to go talk to a lawyer and an accountant, because you'll need some expert help on how to donate that and move the money in a way that won't be seen as tax evasion. And to save yourself the hassle and legal fees again, then just talk to somebody like me. Now, it's not necessary that you come to me, but if you want to, I'll be happy to help you. And set up a trust, and even if it's an offshore trust in a different country, you get some extra protection and privacy that goes with that. So anyway, then your gains from here to 5,000 or whatever the next gains you're gonna make, your Bitcoin, your gold, silver, stocks, can all be done via trust, and that's the easy way. So that's one of the principles I call asset freezing. So let's say you have $100 now, and you're young, but you know in your lifetime you're gonna make a lot of income. So instead of you making the income, the trust makes the income, and that gets paid to the beneficiaries. So if somebody wants to sue you, there's still just $100 in your personal capacity. Now, you might have spent that to buy a wedding ring or whatever, a vehicle, but that asset creditors can take, where what is in a trust, it's not yours, it's not considered yours. There's another video where I explain what exactly a trust is. And anyway, so they do not consider that yours, and if something should happen to you, they cannot take the money in the trust, and if something should happen to the trust, they can't take your stuff. So to protect yourself and to freeze your assets, that could be a very good idea for you. Like I always say,